Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about a report that my colleague Mark Dietz at hoopshype.com, link in the description, put out regarding trade destinations for Devin Booker. Now, before we continue, I'm in the camp that we made a video the other day that the 32 and 37 Suns, who are 11th in the Western Conference, they just came off a win against Toronto, 14th best in points per game, 8th worst opponents' points per game, 8th best offensive rating, 3rd worst defensive rating, actually 4th worst, and 13th worst net rating. This is a team that it's clearly people are disengaged, but my opinion, my humble opinion, they would trade everybody else before they trade Devin Booker unless he publicly, explicitly said, trade me, I never want to be in Phoenix again. But I think he likes it there and he knows there's pieces here to work with, all right? Oso Iguodaro, I really like that pick from the moment they drafted him. Ryan Dunn, like everyone said, has been a revelation. Everybody has been excited from him, and I think Cody Martin is a good, solid depth piece. Same thing with Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. Like, I think they have like role players on this roster. Mason Plumlee. If you can find out what the right catalysts are, A, a point guard, B, another bona fide efficient scorer. I know Kevin Durant is that, but that's just not working. You needed to. Yeah, I know we could have kept Mikal Bridges. So let's get right into the report. What Mark Dietz is saying, and what is that report? Well, I'll be the one to tell you. I do think it's a interesting write, and if you guys want to see all the details, as I mentioned earlier, hit the link in the description and go to hoopshype.com. It'll be on our front page. Now, 2022, it's already been 2.5 years, 3 years basically, since they got themselves Kevin Durant. Durant is not the reason, as we've mentioned before, averaging 26.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in his 18th year. Bradley Beal fully drained the account of Matt Ishbia and the draft capital. This big three never came to be. So now they have very few draft picks, the worst assets situation in the league, and no spending money with a chance to not even make the play-in. As we said, Dwayne Rankin of Arizona Republic reported that a Devin Booker trade would never happen. But what if it were to happen? What if you asked for one? The Detroit Pistons back just had a resurgent year where they finally broke through. I think it's just because they have competent management now, and Gore just isn't focused there anymore on this team. So I think that's the biggest part about all of this, is that combined with Cade Cunningham playing at an all-NBA level, top 5 point guard. Jaden Ivey, when healthy, looked like a stud. Asar Thompson is a stud. Jalen Duren, it's finally looking like those growing pains are paying off. And Ron Holland looks like a solid guy. That this team is a defensive unit mixed with some veterans, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway, Tobias Harris. As they're right now a team that could put together a package of all the non-K players. We could see a deal where maybe it's like, because Devin Booker's making so much money, Tobias Harris with Thompson and Ivy, if the Pistons feel like they're going to win. I just feel like you're giving up a lot there, and I just want to break up that core. Now, the Thunder is the next one, and we know this team has a treasure chest of draft picks. They can use it to get into a bidding war for any player. We know they were pissed off that they couldn't have put it at least a bid in for Luka Doncic at age 28. If this team comes up short, could they look at a deal where he would definitely be an upgrade over Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe? And those two guys could be part of the package, which I think right there's $14 million, and then Lou Dort maybe. Who else would we throw in there? I think they would be able to get that. They might need to find another couple million in there, but that's a team who can go from being merely good to elite just on paper and in reality. So, who else should we consider in this? Well, he writes that Houston has repeatedly said they're not going to spend their draft picks or trade their players, and they're on a 7-game win streak. They're 44-25 at the time of this article's writing, and they're the second seed in the West. They've gone from the years of the rebuild from rock bottom to in the middle to now looking like they could be a top seed in the West. Fred VanVleet might be getting too old, and crucially, Houston has been reported in Booker for a very long time. They have several draft picks, and they allegedly reiterated to teams that they're not interested in trading them. People think they want to save them for a potential go at Devin Booker, which why wouldn't you if you thought you could do it at least? And of course, you can't count this team out, the New York Knicks. I believe Karl-Anthony Towns and him share the same agent. And obviously, they're in no strong position with assets to get a guy like this. I wonder how they would do the money here and which player would you get. Because Mikal Bridges can be traded back, but I don't think they would trade. Would you do OG Anunoby because he's older? What would be your Knicks package? And the whole idea would do this is for the Knicks to have a bona fide superstar there. I mean, they do have Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, but those are the two studs that they want to pair up with Mr. our boy right here that we're talking about. And I think that's the most interesting thing for Devin Booker will be New York has always wanted this killer top alpha dog, and Jalen Brunson and Cat seem to be fitting into that culture quite nicely. It just seems like they want someone with bravado, which don't we all? That's gonna be it. If you guys made it to the end of the video, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a ton. Cheers.